has been the talk of the sports world today. But we want to get Mr. Reed in here. He has a take on this thing. Mr. Reed, Mr. Hart, Reed M. Hart, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Fred. How are you?
Pretty good. What's the upshot? Now, there's a lot of stuff that's been released today that initially after Mr. Rice punched out his girlfriend in the elevator, then the league got involved and suspended him for 2 games, and then this other first part of the tape showed up where he's inside the elevator knocking her out, and that outraged everybody. And now they're demanding that they're saying to Goodell and the National Football League, where were you when? Why are we now just seeing this?
Right.
And so what is going on?
Well, as of right now, and obviously, like you mentioned today, there's been a lot coming out, including calls for Roger Goodell's resignation. And I guess as recently as like the last hour and a half, the AP reporting that a law enforcement officer from New Jersey is saying that an NFL executive actually did get a copy of the video and played that portion of the voicemail that indicated, at least in his view, that they had received it and seen it. Since the reaction was, you're right, it's terrible. But Roger Goodell kind of seems to have brought this criticism on himself by his wanting to take the reins of the jury, judge, and executioner from day one. And if he's going to take that responsibility, then when he makes a mistake, he's the one solely to blame. And so he's kind of laying in the bed that he made, so to speak, as far as that's concerned.
Well, don't you think the 32 owners are with him on this? I mean, this is a pretty big deal when a player gets suspended and is accused of this. And so I would think that whatever Goodell says, the owners are right behind him.
I would think so as well. And Goodell knows that. I'm sure all these owners have been in touch with him as far as that, and trying to get the NFL to make a concerted effort because, as of now, the Shield kind of, they're all at risk of this bad publicity, and so it's certainly in their best interest to get a concerted effort moving forward.
Well, as long as there's games playing, if this was an off-season deal, it would gain momentum. I think now that the season has begun and there's games and there's coverage and there's betting and all these things, I think the thing will probably fit into a nice slot and eventually just erode away. I don't think Goodell's going anywhere. He's not going to voluntarily retire or quit, and either is the league going to get together suddenly and be under the pressure of the feminists and say, yeah, we got to get rid of him because this guy beat his wife up and he knew all about it and tried to cover it up.
Right. No, I completely agree as far as what you're saying about the fact that it'll have, when looking back, you'll say, oh, at the beginning of the season, that's what they were dealing with. But as the season moves forward, I think everybody that follows this type of stuff knows that, time kind of tends to put that separation, especially when you're talking about the NFL. I mean, it's the most popular sport and athletic league in the country.
Why?
And so,
Reed, why is this not? How come the police haven't been involved in this from the very get-go? Why is it always just the NFL now acting as... how can they sit there and say, well, yeah, we're going to absolve him of it, or we're not going to, and by the way, we're going to fire him for 2 games. No, we've changed our mind now. Now we're going to suspend him indefinitely, and then we're going to take his career away from him, and now we're going to ban him for life. I mean, how is this progression of judicial activism by the National Football League made possible?
Well, that's going to be interesting to see how the Players Association responds to it because, what they're doing is essentially penalizing him again for something they already issued discipline for. In that initial video that came out back at the very beginning which depicted him dragging her out of the elevator, I'm not sure what they really thought happened in the elevator. She certainly didn't just fall asleep standing up.
Exactly. Why would... Yes, exactly right. Now, why would suddenly now we get to see the tape and see the behavior that got her knocked out? Why would that exacerbate this thing to such a degree?
The main thing that I keep thinking of is that Goodell really underestimated the public backlash that he was going to get by the 2-game suspension, and he viewed this video being released as kind of his chance for a second bite of the apple. And so he wasn't certainly going to lay back and not let anything happen. So I think he kind of sees the opportunity in his mind to act how the public thinks he should have acted the first time around.
Well, now 2 games was a weak sentence, and so that would have stood until this other tape came out, and now they've overreacted again. And now they're saying, okay, now we got to do everything we can. He can never play football again, and that's when they're going to start getting into trouble, And you can't take someone's livelihood away. If this guy worked for General Electric or Farmer John Bacon, and he did this in his off time, on the weekend, would he lose his job and forever be not allowed to work and earn a living?
Right, no, not at all. And I was doing the math earlier, there's approximately around 1,700 players in the NFL. And the fact that people are trying to push it as an NFL problem, I think it's a general society. It happens much more often than it does within the NFL. But, so we're just going to have to see. And I think as time moves forward, and the NFL suspended him, quote-unquote, indefinitely. So I think they're playing kind of a wait-and-see type of game as well, as far as the public perception, and waiting to see if it does die down as they likely think it's going to.
Yeah.
I think he certainly doesn't play this season, but I see him getting reinstated at some point.
Yeah, so do I, and it's almost like this is the worst thing you could ever do is commit a crime against the politic. If you start pounding a woman in an elevator and then nothing is really done about it. I mean, either the law enforcement has to come in and charge him with battery and put him through the court system, or it seems like in this case is that you have the National Football League, taking over as the Punisher in this thing, and they failed the first time, and the video shows up, and now they say, oh yeah, we made a mistake. Now we're really going to get mad because we saw the actual punch. So this thing is ridiculous, and so where does it all leave us? When we come back, you can stay with us for another segment, right?
For sure.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to talk with Reed Hart about what happens now, what's going to happen with Goodell, what's going to happen with Ray Rice, and what's going to go on with the National Football League, because these types of criminal acts are becoming more and more common as we go from season to season. We'll be right back.
All right, stay with us here. The PM Show Weekend Edition brought to you in part by FanDuel.com. Fred's going to be telling you about this new fantasy football where you can win lots of money, and all you have to do is go to FanDuel.com and under the code name Dryer. More upcoming for you. Stay with us on CRN, the PM Show with Fred Dyer.
Did you know that the first 6 years of school in Japan focuses on building ethics and character into their children? No wonder they have a very low crime rate and are so responsible. They also do their own version of the water cure. Well, our researchers scoff at it, yet Japan is one of the world's healthiest nations. Sadly, we are the most unhealthy of the highly industrialized nations and rank 72nd at the world's worst price. If that's not enough, their nation is so harmonious and cares so much about each other, they believe that the worst thing that can happen to a Japanese is to fail at being deserving of great respect. Would you believe that our political parties are so unethical? They accept campaign contributions from drug companies whose income gets bigger the worse our health becomes. How ethical can our government be when it sees nothing wrong with voting themselves a lifetime pension after just 2 years of service? We call ourselves the greatest nation, yet we lead the world in prison building, locking our citizens up, and need for lawyers. We say we're the richest, most powerful nations, but are full of chaos and can't solve high-profit problems. Paid by Connie and Bob Butts.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-419-2201, 800-419-2201, 800-419-2201. That's 800-419-2201. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details. Not available in all states.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse. Much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected, stop collections, and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the Sultan of Safeties. 2 safeties in one game, the great star of Hunter and Crisis and so many other great TV shows and movies, stage, and now radio, the one and only Mr. Fred Dyer.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to the show. We're talking with Reed M. Hart, award-winning lawyer, legal strategist, and litigation researcher. If you want to contact Mr. Hart, go to www.jaxarrest.com. JAXARREST, all one word, .com. www.jaxarrest.com. Reed, this situation has kind of bifurcated itself into 2 things. There's Ray, his girlfriend, now wife, the act of punching her, and I guess the sentence that really affects his future. And then there's suddenly the Roger and the misdirection of the NFL. Mm-hmm. You know, and so we know all about Ray and what he's done and all that stuff. And his wife is not going to file charges, so he's not going to go into the court system. So that leaves this story now leaves us with Roger, the apparent lying of somebody or everybody, and the misdirection of this story originally to actually kill it. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of ironic that Roger Goodell is in such hot water for being lenient when, everybody surrounding the game will tell you that have had complaints about how harsh he's been for various stuff. So, there is a little bit of irony there. So, Goodell's going to, like I was saying from the beginning, when you put yourself as the end-all, be-all as far as these decisions are concerned, you're going to have to absorb the criticism when you make a mistake. I think he's hopefully realizing that, and moving forward, we'll take precautions and have a separate body that investigates these types of claims and issues punishments and things like that to separate himself from that. Because I don't think he's really in the best position to be doing that, quite frankly.
Well, I don't disagree. I've always thought that football, the league, was all about organizing ownership and tickets and Super Bowls and putting on an entertainment package for people from September through February.
Right.
And suddenly now they're having to take on a role as a disciplinary for their players. And I've always believed that all you had to do was just simply say, look, we don't condone what Ray did. We don't condone beating people up. And I think that we will start certainly taking action against people, suspending them and fining them or whatever it might be. But the other thing should fall to the police department and the judicial system and the marriage counselors or whoever that might be. The league is not equipped to shrink everybody's head or to try people in a court. If Ray Rice had done this and he'd worked for any other company, the cops would come in and they'd handle it, and this guy would go to work, and he'd be able to make a living doing whatever he was going to do. But I think my personal feeling here is, Reed, is that there was such pressure put on the league after the tape of him actually hitting her came out that it was an opportunity for that politic, and I call it feminism, but it's probably just a politic of people being outraged, and it is an outrageous act, certainly. But I think they took the opportunity to use that to get the punishment up, to have them re-look at the punishment. And they did, and then they really went overboard and told him he's never going to play football again anywhere in the universe. And so now they got this guy who steps forward and sends this video that was apparently offered to the National Football League, and they said that it was never offered to them. But this guy is now saying, I've got this tape, I'm going to send it to the league office. He's got somebody at the league office with a league phone number that he called. Someone answered the phone, a woman answered. He says, I've got this, I'm going to send it to you. She got it, called him back, left a voicemail saying, I got it, you're right, it's terrible. You know, and so that was done a long time ago, and so people are now looking around saying, well, where was Roger? He's after, you know, if this woman saw it, you mean to tell me it just stopped right there? She just decided not to pass it on? So there's a lot of things that are left to be seen. I don't think Roger Goodell's going anywhere. I think that they'll just, you know, push it over into next week's Monday Night Football game and the next game, the Thursday night game. It'll just roll right on, just like the league does. This will blow over, and you know, Ray will be have a year off, and then he'll be back, and that'll be it.
Yep, completely agree.
You know? Okay. Reed M. Hart was our guest, award-winning legal strategist and litigation researcher. We sure appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much.
It was my pleasure, I assure you. You'll have a good one.
Thank you.
We continue straight ahead. Email Fred Dyer, incoming@crntalk.com, incoming@crntalk.com.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. What happened to summer? You had so many great plans, but with work, traffic, and family obligations, so much had to be put on hold. Well, hold on. Columbo's to the rescue. Good times, great food, friendly service, jazz every night, and all at affordable prices. You need a break. You need some comfort, and that's Columbo's. Columbo's is Comfort Central. It's a great local getaway from all the craziness. You need a break. So do yourself, your friends, and family a favor. Head on over to Columbo's and enjoy. Make the most of the rest of summer. And you'll find out that Columbo's really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's. Manja.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
What's your IRS problem? Do you owe back taxes? Is there a lien placed on your property? Have your bank accounts been frozen or seized? Have your wages been garnished? Are you being audited by the IRS? Are they sending you letters that demand actions and have urgent due dates? Well, solving your tax problems is as easy as calling Taxes 321. The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. You need the best representation to give you peace of mind. You need experienced professionals that can cut through the red tape and stop the collection process. If you have a serious problem with the IRS, call the Taxes 321 network today. We'll get them off your back.
800-511-3022. 800-511-3022. 800-511-3022. 800-511-3022.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, I really enjoy your commercials about Geico's app. I watch them over and over and over. They make me both laugh and very hungry. Weird. Anyway, I just want to let you know how Geico's new claim status updates on the app really blow me away. Getting those updates makes me think of you. I'd like to thank you in person. Just send me your address. All the best, Big Bad W. Sure thing, Big Bad W. I got a pen. It's 802 Not Gonna Happen Lane.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
Hi folks, Fred Dyer here for Regenix. Do you have hair and scalp issues? Is your hair thinning? Is it fragile? Is it breaking off? Is it falling out? Do you have more skin on the top of your head than you'd like? Well, if you do, there's only one place for you, and that's Regenix. Why, you ask? Because they take the time to analyze and explain to you what is happening and why. This September will be the beginning of my 8th year as a Regenix customer. I could not be more satisfied. So go to the phone and punch in 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, and the star of our show, the football legend, the Sultan of Safeties. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 safeties in 1 game. Never injured in his NFL career. Always played, whether injured or not. He was in that game, ready, prepared to go. And, of course, the great television, motion picture, stage, and now radio star. I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Fred Dyer.
Thank you so very much, Mike. Gosh, that's some introduction. You should be my agent.
I should be. And let me say this. We've got a new sponsor here on the show, and the first week of the NFL season is now in the books. And we've got our new sponsor, FanDuel.com. And if you sign up, you can win cash this weekend. A guy, Chris, from Detroit, apparently, he's won over $656,000. I'll repeat.
What?
$656,000 playing fantasy sports at FanDuel.com. You can join him and others like him who have already won a lot of money. This is a big deal, Fred Dyer.
Well, it's also the leader in one of the fantasy football leagues for real money with immediate cash payouts. FanDuel.com. Entry fees start at just $1. $1. No season-long commitment, no upfront fees, or you can play each week or whenever you want to play.
That's the great thing. You can play when you want to at FanDuel.com.
Well, you know something? They paid out over $10 million every single week this NFL season. But you have to play to win, so you got to sign up now. And here's how you do that. Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner. You'll see it when you click it on there. Use my code DRYER and sign up right now.
So the code is DRYER, D-R-Y-E-R?
That's correct.
Okay.
Use that, and FanDuel will match your first deposit dollar up to $200. That's $200 free.
So if I put up to $200, they're going to match it with another $200.
Yeah, and offer's only good for the first 50 people that use my code DRYER, D-R-Y-E-R. So you got to go to FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FanDuel.com.
FanDuel.
That's right.
FanDuel.com.
Code word DRYER.
D-R-Y-E-R.
Yeah, that's right.
Should be fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of people are making a lot of money, having a lot of fun with this deal. And if you're a football fan like I am, and like you're a football fan.
I am too. Yes, I am.
Yeah, so we're all for it. The good folks at FanDuel are supporting our show, so we're supporting them.
Let me ask you a question. Last week you were talking that you were in for a while after your playing career in the booth there at CBS. You were doing color commentary, and you watch the commentators and the play-by-play guys and baseball guys or whatever. Can broadcasters jinx perfection? If a guy's pitching a no-hitter, if a broadcaster starts talking about it, do you think that jinxes the chances of that pitcher having a no-hit game? There's a big article written in the paper recently.
Is he yelling at the
No, he just says he's like he's 10 outs away from a no-hitter.
No, he can say that, but the guys down in the dugout can't.
Really? So that's
look. I mean, Josh Beckett said he was talking about it the whole time.
Josh Beckett was when he was pitching his no-hitter?
When he pitched for the Dodgers against Philadelphia. He pitched his no-hitter there, and during the whole game, from the 6th inning on, he was talking about it, joking around about it. So as long as the pitcher gives you the signal that it's okay to talk about it, then you can talk about it.
Even in basketball, if the guy's having a perfect shooting day or something?
I think all that is...
it's okay.
It's all, Some guys are superstitious. Some people aren't. Most people aren't.
I'm telling you. I have a new hero, by the way, in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter. He played for the Angels. He's now playing for Detroit.
Yep.
and he's trying to take care of his dad. His dad has been an addict, been on drugs, off drugs. He moved his dad closer to him, and then his dad disappeared. He doesn't hear from his dad and whatever, and he's a family man here, this Tory Hunter, with a wife and kids and all that kind of stuff, and he's got his family, his brothers and stuff like that. And it just goes to show you can't do anything for these guys that are addicts until they want to do something for themselves. You can do all you try to, and so Tory Hunter would like to get in the playoffs to at least let his dad see him in the postseason play and maybe a World Series.
Well, you have to do what you have to do. Family's family, and I think he's doing the right thing. And I understand he was always a good man, and when he left the Angels, it was a big loss other than just on the field.
Here's one other thought on the Ray Rice thing. My 2 cents on this deal is I think it all boils down to the family. When I was a kid, never in your right mind did you think that you would punch a woman. You were told I was raised by a mother and a father. I was lucky to have both. And I was taught that you don't hit women. You don't get into that kind of an altercation or a deal. And I think in a lot of these neighborhoods now, some of these people that grew up with just, a mom or a dad or whatever, and no two-parent household or no father, all of a sudden they have no role model, and then they become role models, and they start punching up their women. What does that show to the young kids out there? These people that play professional sports have to realize kids are watching. They are role models. They got to watch what they do on and off. I mean, did you?
Well, you're asking people to be responsible.
Yes. Were you responsible when you played? Did you think about that?
Of course. I didn't have to think. Gee, I just remembered I shouldn't punch people out. It wasn't one of those. I mean, but most people, you'd be surprised how many people are like Ray Rice, who have a short fuse, and they just get angry. They have a lot of angry, and they're walking around, and they think they can do it, and the woman lips off, they punch him out. It was a hell of a punch, by the way.
And you saw that? Yes, I did. I saw that way before supposedly Roger at the NFL saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Even though the woman at the NFL...
Fred Dyer saw it on the weekend, and Roger Goodell saw it.
You who barely know how to really use those computers, you were able to actually see that, right?
I absolutely saw it. Yeah.
See?
I saw it.
I'm telling you. Yeah. And they're saying, why did the TMZ hold it back? Hey, everybody saw it. It was out already.
Yeah.
Nobody
why
held it back.
Harvey Levin be the commissioner?
That might be a good deal, because he would take pictures not only of everybody going on, but of himself. It'd be pretty. Everybody would be on TV.
Speaking of taking
pictures,
he's a
lawyer.
Look, Jerry Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, getting back to America's team.
Is sued for sexual assault. Latest details, comments, and more. Oh no, it's really hilarious.
Oh boy,
it's very, very funny. And supposedly they've got pictures of Jana Weckerly, 27, a former exotic dancer, claims Jones assaulted her after a June 2009 incident in a local hotel. What's Jerry Jones doing with a pole dancer? And a cheap hotel?
Don't have to ask that question. I think everybody... His team is 8-8. It was probably 8-8 back in 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hilarious, but they say, Jerry says, this is a money grab. There's nothing to it. And the fact remains is that they're now probably going to try to dismiss it because it's over 5 years old. So the upshot of all this is, the fact still remains whether or not he was trying to harass her or mug her. He was on the bed with her, and they got the pictures.
Unbelievable. And in the meantime, his team keeps being hit by the interception.
Oh yeah, and now they say that Jones will now undoubtedly face tough punishment from the NFL if the allegations are founded.
We continue straight ahead. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Brought to you by Regenix. Go to their website. Check out your hair at Regenix, REGENIX.com.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
The day I knew I was a real biker was when I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Because real bikers, well, they know where the savings are. And you know what else makes you a real biker? A sweet tattoo. Check mine out. Just got it yesterday. It says Heel on Wheels. Wait, Heel on Wheels? Oh, man. Well, at least I got the saving money with Geico part, right?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
All across the U.S., people are hearing this. And once people hear it, they break into a dance and head to Staples. Here's a mom and daughter. Why are you guys dancing?
I just got glue for 39 cents. So cool. Erasers for 25 cents. Way. And mechanical pencils for $1. I got a matzo that ish. My friends will be so jelly. Hashtag really cool.
Let me translate. She got glue for 39 cents, erasers for 25 cents, and mechanical pencils for $1. She must tell her friends on social media.
OMG. Staples. This back to school, make more happen for less. Offers valid while supplies last. Limits apply. See store staples.com for details.
Hi, folks. Fred Dyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with the dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now, as I approach my 8th year on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean and my hair is growing back. That's right, it's growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Go to the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com.
PM Show, Weekend Edition on CR Digital Talk Radio. Brought to you by our good friends there at Regenix. All you got to do is send them a sample of your hair. Call Regenix, 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com. That's REGENIX.com. Get your hair taken care of. You've been, how many years? 8+ years now. Am I right, Fred Dyer?
This September, and this is where we are.
Number 9, huh?
September 20th, I think it is. Starts number 9.
Unbelievable. Good stuff there.
Well, here's what it does. Here's what it does. You get a great diagnosis. You get the proper chemicals and the proper products that clean the follicle, and then you feed the follicle. Clean, feed, and take care of it. And what happens is all the stuff that's in there that causes your hair to fall out I guess negated, and it allows the bulb now to start to grow back. When your hair is thin and falling out, the bulb starts to shrink and shrivel, and then it goes to nothing, and then the top glazes over. So what they do is they clean the bulb, the pod out, the follicle out, and let the pod now start to come back and take proper shape. And when it takes proper shape, the shaft coming out of the pod thickens up and returns back to normal. And so it takes a while to do that. So I'm starting my 9th year, and it saved my hair from all falling out.
Saved your hair, and
now it's starting to come back.
Yeah. Which is that's good news.
That's right.
You are a well-known health guy. You know your medical stuff. You know how to eat well and eat the proper diet and stuff. You're a little weak when it comes to maybe going out and purchase a new television set. I know you've got one of those old projection TVs.
Now let me just tell the folks
with a yellow, green, and I think a red gun.
It was a Sony back projection. It was 22 years ago. It was a beauty. No, it was a beauty. 22 years.
You know what? State of the art.
No, I don't want to name drop, but Wayne Gretzky had one, and he sent his guy over there and said, "You got to get one of these." So I got one, and it was a great television.
Do you think Wayne is still and Janet are still watching theirs?
Wayne is still watching his.
Why don't you see if you can buy it from him?
No,
because it's a big model, isn't it? It's a huge screen.
No, it's huge. It's massive. It's a huge.
It's a rear projection model.
Yeah, but we don't want it anymore.
And then in your bedroom, don't you have one of those?
I've got a Sony Trinitron.
That's good. And then I found for you. In fact, I took a picture. I got to show it to you. I found another picture of one of those Hoffman black and whites that you've got up in the attic.
Love the Hoffmans. Love the Hoffman.
That's the Hoffman black and white TVs.
I have fallen asleep to the glow of the black and white.
Yeah, because it's got the green glass in there. It's called Easy Vision. It's nothing harsh.
That's great.
It's kind of like the lights we have in studio at CRNtalk.com. They're nice, soft lighting.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and you have, I Love Lucy. I remember watching I Love Lucy on the show.
I think you should bring the Hoffman down from the attic and stick it right there in the living room since you're having trouble with the projection.
You'd need the Hubble telescope to see it from where I'm sitting in my living room, though.
Vin Scully's been broadcasting, what, like 50-plus years? 66 years. He would look good on a black and white TV. It'd probably make him look younger.
Yeah, his
look
head
like he's 25.
would be the size of a grape. He wouldn't be able to see.
It would be like younger days. Vinny would look better when he does his little, comes into you go to the press box and he's doing the Dodger game that only people on Time Warner can see. And so he's there and he goes, let's get back to this one. And then you could watch him there and he'd say, my gosh, is that Vin Scully now or is he at age 25 doing his first World Series?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That would fool a lot of people, I'm sure.
So you're going to buy the TV, you get your cable company taken care of, you
here's
get
what
the
happened.
boxes.
Here's
What happened? What happened with your TVs?
The Time Warner people, who are not the most competent, turn my television channel. I can't get any stations because I don't have the digital converter box.
So you've just had this direct cable hooked up to the TV.
Well, yeah, but they don't get channels because everything's now on digital. You have to have a box, the converter,
well,
to
you
get the signal.
I'm getting channels here on this set with just a cable to it.
No, you're not. Well, it's got a box.
But I don't have a
It's got a
Sony
converter
Trinitron
box somewhere else.
No, it's just the cable goes. But
the point I'm making
What is the point?
Here's the point.
Yeah.
I have not had television now for about 3.5 weeks at my house. I don't miss it.
You don't miss it?
No, I don't.
Does your Trinitron have is it a electronic remote or does it have the channel selector where you actually turn the knob?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I just wondered because you get channels 2 through 13 that way if you could turn the knob.
No, it doesn't have a knob.
You could watch Jerry Dunphy.
No, it doesn't have a knob on it.
I'm sorry, he passed away.
But the point is, knob or no knob, there's no picture.
There's no picture. So you don't care.
And I don't care actually.
So how do you follow sports? Listen on the radio?
Well, I mean, look how much information you can get everywhere. From your TV, your radio, from your neighbor, the radio. I listen to the radio.
Do you bother the neighbor? Do you go to the neighbor's house and ask the
how many books
score?
I've read in the last month?
How many?
I'll bet you a dozen.
A dozen books?
Yep. I'm a reader. So I go home at night and I read till like 3 or 4
regular light or candlelight?
3 or 4 in the morning.
Regular light or candlelight?
No, I have a torch that I hold outside when I read. I read by torch. What do you mean?
I'm just wondering.
That's how I read. I turn the light on.
What was the last book you read? Let's go through some of your material.
Johnny Rosselli, American Mafioso.
Thank you. Thank you for reading the book, Fred. I'll autograph it for you.
Well, so I read that. That's a beauty. I read that twice.
Twice?
I read Brando's autobiography. I read Sinatra. Here's a book you got to read. Ava Gardner's book.
Oh, really? Is it good?
It's good, boy.
On Frankie?
Yeah, but it's great about her, and it's great about Frank. So I read Frank's story, Frank's book, The Voice. You got to get that one, and then you go read Ava's, and it kind of cross hatches, and you get a lot of real good stuff from both sides. It's interesting. Her take on stuff is completely different than his.
Really? It's a different thing?
Yeah.
Not the same with Ray Rice and his wife. They seem to be on the same page.
Well, yeah, but
unfortunately.
I know, but she's a silent partner in that deal.
Straight ahead, we continue. Fred Dyer, Michael Horn, PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Ristorante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling summer savings. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our festive banquet rooms with your group of 25 or more any day this July or August and receive your choice of complimentary pizza hors d'oeuvres and champagne toast or party an extra hour on us at your event, food and beverage not included. Call for all the details. And don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch, just $14.95, which includes the omelet bar, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones and muffins, a chocolate fondue fountain, and champagne. And Junior is waiting to make the omelet of your choice right in front of you. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List, the top 5 Italian restaurants in the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Ristorante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022. Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed, fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free in-home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
Hi, folks. Fred Dyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with the dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now, as I approach my 8th year on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean and my hair is growing back. That's right, it's growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Go to the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX, or go to Regenix.com.
PM Show Weekend Edition, CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the Sultan of Safeties, the TV, movie, stage, radio star extraordinaire, the one and only Mr. Fred Dyer.
Thank you so very much. You know, one of our new sponsors is FanDuel.com.
Yes.
FanDuel.com is the leader in one-week fantasy football leagues for real money with immediate cash payouts. Did you know they cash payout really? They're just immediate when they do that.
And I think you only have to start, the entry fees are like $1 to start with, am I right?
Yep, and there's no long season commitment. There's no upfront fees. You play each week or whenever you want to play. You know, FanDuel is paying out more than $10 million every single week. I did not know that, by the way. I guess that's how this guy from Detroit won $656,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of jack playing football. But you have to play to win. So please sign up right now. Sign up today, and it's FanDuel, FanDuel.com. And go to FanDuel.com and click onto the microphone. When it comes on, you'll see the little microphone up in the right-hand corner. Use my code DRYER, D-R-Y-A-R, and sign up now. That's FanDuel.com, code word DRYER.
All right, the season's going on. Seattle Seahawks looking pretty good, and they say, I've been reading articles where they've changed maybe the structure of football by using tall cornerbacks. And so, what is that all about? You're saying the receivers are tall, so they got to be matched. Is that what you were talking to me about here in the?
Well, first of all, the realization that tall corners that can cover is is somehow changing football is ridiculous, because that's always been a desirable position to fill with a tall
person,
great athlete. That's your best athlete is the cornerbacks.
Yes.
And so what they've done in football in the last 10 years, especially in the last 10 years, but maybe 15 years, is to relax the coverage of defensive cornerbacks on the receivers that will allow the receiver, after 5 yards of coming off the line of scrimmage, to now get free, because they want quarterbacks to complete passes and throw for a lot of yards.
You can't push on the guy. You can't be on top of him.
There's no more bump and run. You used to hear
bump and run all the time.
Like Al Davis would just be crazy about a guy who could just, like Willie Brown. You know, they'd have to tell Willie Brown now, you can't cover that guy. You got to come off him after 5 yards. And when that happens, there's a window. That's why the ball has to be timed. At the snap of the ball, the quarterback drops back, and usually in the shotgun, he's back. He was 1, 2, 3. The ball's got to be gone, because that's when the window breaks. That's when the cornerback falls away from the receiver, and the receiver is open for that moment in time.
Gotcha.
See, it encourages you to throw the ball, not run it. It encourages more points. It encourages quarterbacks to throw for 5,000 yards a season. Everybody now is throwing for a lot of
new
yards.
rules. This different change. That's the look of the game now, right?
Well, it's always been the same. But I mean, the Seahawks used very physical cornerbacks in the Super Bowl and clamped down on these guys. And if they, barring injury, they should be able to do it again.
And what about the Bears? Everybody say there's going to be Jay Cutler's year, and then he loses. Are they going to go at least 9-7? You think the Bears?
They're finished.
They're after 1 week.
Did you see the Packers?
Yeah,
I'd love to play against those guys.
Yeah, you like the Packers?
Yeah, those guys are finished too.
All right.
They can't look at you. You can't come out of training camp and look that bad in the first week or two and not be able to control the line of scrimmage. You go to camp to do two things: coordinate your offense and your defense at the line of scrimmage. That's how you win games.
Eat more cheese.
At the line of scrimmage.
Eat more cheese. Don't forget, go to Regenix.com, REGENIX.com, or call 1-800-REGENIX. And check it out. Football season is here. FanDuel.com, the leader in 1 week fantasy football. FanDuel.com. Hit the microphone, put the code word in, dryer, right in there, and they'll match you, by the way. Their new subscriber special, if you put in up to $200, they'll match you with $200.
$656,000. This guy, Chris from Detroit, won. So get on it. FanDuel, folks.
FanDuel.com. Final words from the star of our show, Mr. Fred Dyer.
FanDuel.com. I can't repeat myself enough. Go out and get it.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But if cutting-edge technology is more your style, you'll be happy to know that CRN is now available on Wi-Fi radio. Simply log on to Reciva.com, that's RECIVA.com, and look for CRN. You can access all of our great shows and listen live anywhere in the world. Be part of your favorite shows and get the full CRN listening experience you would have with any traditional radio, podcast, or a live stream from our website. For more information on where or how to listen, and for a full list of our programming, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channel. The radio channel. CRN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington.